Did you know that was absolutely ridiculous? It's taken me about 4 hours to get this video started. Story is, I started up this morning. I've been up for the last 4 hours and I said to myself, hey, I want to start making videos again. And I've lost count how many times I've restarted or making these videos. And you know what came to my mind? And you might be able to relate with this. Oh, okay, which camera should I use? How am I going to set this up? How am I going to do my audio? Should I use my R5 or should I use my mobile phone? Should I use my iPad? Or should I set this up into my room? And I was making the decision. I was going, I'm going to use my mobile phone to just make the most simplest videos. And then the next question came to me. Okay, I want to set up my Rode microphone, a wireless kit. I don't want wires because I hate those distractions with it. And the setup is a bit of a faff. And I looked at my Rode microphone and I thought, then I looked at it and goes, how am I going to plug this? Because it's one of those Bluetooth, like I have a S22 Ultra, which doesn't have a headphone jack. The headphone jacks have been out of phones for a few generations now, if you're being quite savvy and you've noticed that. So you can't just plug this thing in. Then I was thinking, how am I going to plug my microphone into my phone so I can have like a wireless setup with my lapel, which I spent like nearly $400 on a couple of months ago because it's my professional setup. And then I found myself going through the funnel, like the gravitational pull of looking up into Amazon and then looking up YouTube and saying how people set this up. You need to buy like a Rode SC16 cable to plug the wireless to go into this phone, because to plug it into the USB-C port, which this phone has. And I looked it up on Amazon and it's $29 and it'll be delivered tomorrow. So I thought, okay, so now I need this piece of equipment to start making this video. And I'm already like 2 hours in, where simply all I wanted to do was just to make a freaking video, just to get started. And you know, the irony is I've already got the setup. I'm doing it right now. I'm using my Bose earbuds, wirelessly communicating through Bluetooth. I've already had the solution to the problem that I had. Now the reason why I tell you this story is, have you ever had a situation where, you know, you're going to go do something? It's like one of your goals or one of your aspirations, that whatever it may be, yet you know logically it is simple. But then you find yourself creating blockers, creating your own problems to start before you even get started on the actual task. And now the time is local 10 a.m. here. And like I said, I've been up since 6 a.m. And the thought of making this video to get to this far, 3 minutes 15 into this video, has taken me 4 hours. That's just absurd. Absolutely absurd. So there was a little bit of a whine, but I hope that this connects with you. What I'm talking about is procrastination. Why do we procrastinate? Now, I believe for several reasons. There are many books out there, and there is a belief, and I'm going to tell you the story of how I'm going to get there. I've been wanting to make videos for a long time. I've been wanting to make a series of videos for a long time. This dates back into years. Yet, I always find myself into that cycle of creating problems, blockers on myself to do it. And that's essentially what procrastination is. It's the resistance of doing something towards a long-term goal. Now, what are your reasons why that happens? Tell me in the comments below. And I'll tell you what I've read and what I believe. One of the myths could be that you're saying that you don't have enough time to do the thing that you want. Or you don't have a particular XYZ. Could be time, a piece of equipment like I mentioned, like the little dongle that I need to connect my wireless. So you create some sort of blocker and you tell yourself that I will get started once I have that particular thing. right? Are you following? So that's the cycle of procrastination. And what I urge you to do is to catch yourself doing that. Now, you may feel that you already know that, but reality is, and I'm going to tell you the reality, 5 minutes 15 now, it's 10 on my smartwatch, 10:03. And like I said, it's taken me 4 hours to get myself started. So do you call myself silly? Do you call myself, I'm a hopeless human being? Well, I don't say that to myself, because what are some goals that you've probably put off? You probably said that you wanted to go to the gym, or you wanted to start like your exercise regime at the start of the year, your New Year's resolutions. How's that going? We're now towards halfway through. We're almost coming into July of this year. How's that been going for you? Have you started? It's the first question. Have you consistently made the effort to keep going? Interesting, right? You don't have to answer that, but if you're brave enough, put that into comments below. So, here's what I think what happens with procrastination. Procrastination is not a problem of something that you don't have, right? It's a myth. You tell yourself that you don't have a particular type of thing, and I'll only get started once a particular thing happens. This could be a particular date, or after a particular event, such as New Year's. You'll start at the start of the year, or you don't have a particular thing like a cable to plug into your phone, don't have enough money, don't have enough time, and then you only get started once when that thing happens. Well, let me tell you, if you are in that chain of thinking, that thing's like the hedonic treadmill. There's always going to be something else. You're never ever going to be ready to get started. So what I want to suggest is to eliminate that whole thing. And here's the other thing with procrastination that happens. Think about it. It's always towards a long-term goal. Something that is the gratification of that particular activity is always long-term. It's not something that's urgent. Okay, that's my definition of how I define something that's long-term. It is not urgent, meaning the rewards or the fruits of any particular activity is not going to be realized in the short term. It's going to be something that you're going to get either next week, or next year, or the next 10 years. So procrastination only happens to things that are not urgent and is happening in the long term. Because put it this way, if you've been telling yourself that you don't have enough time, actually, the problem is you actually have too much time, right? Have you ever think of like if you went to school and you left your assignment to the last second, or if you go to work and you have a proposal and you haven't prepared for it and you left it to the last minute and then you started? Well, think about what just happened. You actually have less time to do what you needed to do, and you're kicking yourself because you should have started it a long time ago. And now you're actually doing it at the last moment when time is very scarce. So if you've ever told yourself, I don't have enough time to get started, how did that happen? You've actually had too much time. It wasn't urgent. Now, there's this matrix out there. I think it's Eisenhower's matrix, where you have like on one side of the axis, it's got your important and urgency. And then on the other axis, you got short-term gratification or long-term gratification. I think they're the four. I'm just thinking that on top of my head. So usually your long-term goals are generally important, but not urgent. These could be like wanting to improve your fitness. You want to look a particular shape. You want to lose 50 kilograms or 50 pounds or something absurd. It's important to you, for sure, no arguing there, but it's definitely not urgent. You don't need it right now. Yet, we tend to move towards things that are urgent, that are time scarce, such as a notification ping on your device. Maybe that phone call that is ringing. Maybe it's your mates, your friends calling to say, hey, let's go out for drinks or going out to the bar later on tonight. So those things are urgent because they have shorter time horizons. They're going to happen now. And the interesting thing is, like I said with procrastination before, the fruits or the rewards of taking that action is a lot sooner. It's a lot sooner. So if you look at your notification on your phone, you will satisfy that urge very quickly. You've looked at your notification. Hey, it was a like to a particular photo. Cool. You looked at it, done. Right? Your phone call from your boss is calling you. You pick up the phone, you've listened and acknowledged whatever it is that they said. You're probably ticking yourself, but now you're distracted because they got you to do something else because you've answered the phone. You never procrastinate answering a phone, right? So that's two things about procrastination. And here's the third kicker. What I believe that where procrastination happens. Procrastination happens because it's an identity issue. Whoa, that sounds so philosophical. It's an identity issue. Watch this. The reason why you're putting off going to the gym and want to lose 10 kilograms is because your identity is not a person that is 10 kilograms less today. It's not congruent with your current identity. And your identity is, in the short term, fixed. But in the long term, it can change. Do you get what I mean? Look at it this way. If you want to start a business that makes $1,000 a week, right? If your goal is to do that, and in order for you to get started is to continue on with the course that you just bought, currently your identity is not a person who earns $1,000 a week. So that's one identity. And the future identity is that wishful, aspirational person that you wish to become is a person who owns that business that earns $1,000. They're two different people. You are currently not that future self. Just like if you are not a person who wears women clothes, and you're a guy, obviously, I'm just picking up this example, but that future self is totally different, is a person who does wear women's clothes. You just simply won't do it. You will find something else to do. And the fact of actually moving towards that goal is a grind. It's friction. That is what procrastination is. It's incongruent identities. Your future self or your future aspirational self is different to your current identity. So, in order to cure procrastination, you have to change your identity today so that it's congruent. It's the identity that is going to be for the one that you want in the future. So if you want to be someone who wears, that improves their style or whatever, I'm just trying to make it up from there. Let's just say lose 50 kilograms. You want to be someone who's fit, who has something like a body. Today, you have to change you start working on your identity to be that type of person. And the way that you have to do is to ask yourself, what types of activities, what sort of characteristics does a person like that identity do at 7 o'clock in the morning? Well, they could get up and go for a walk. Well, right now, what you have to do is to get up and go for a walk. It's little tiny things. I know that sounds a little bit deep, and I can try to explain that a little bit further in another video if you need more explanation. But that's essentially what it all started. And I know I've just been rambling on with this video. I'm just going to post this, and it ticks the box of me saying I'm posting out a video today. And there's absolutely been no prep, there's no script, no nothing. My idea is I want to be someone who puts out content to share to the world altruistically. That's the identity. And for the way that I need to do that is to get videos out for you to see. And it was a grind. I'm only human. I procrastinated for 4 hours this morning. So I'm not perfect, but that's what I got. And I'm going to try and make as many of these videos as I can to be congruent with that identity. I want to be someone who can offer value through content that I create, something out of nothing, and go, hey, that resonates with me. And if this video does resonate with you, just write the word resonate in the comments below. And that way I know that you got up to this far, and that I appreciate and I send my blessings to you for supporting me by watching this video. And that's all I ask for this particular video. And I'm going to make another one because it's already gone past nearly 17 minutes now. But yeah, support me. And if that works for you in procrastination, it's something for you to think about. Perhaps you can write in the comments below on your thoughts, or maybe you disagree. I love people who disagree. Love people who agree or disagree. Just write it in the comments below. If you think I'm a load of crap, just write I'm a load of crap, but give me the reason why, so we can start a discussion. Maybe we can put two bits of crap together, or maybe you might have a better answer. I might be the piece of crap, and you might be the better answer. And if you are, just share it. Just do it. Get started. I think they're the two words if you want to overcome your procrastination. It's simply that. Get started. There is more things I do want to talk about in here, but I don't want this video to go on for too long. Because, yeah, that whole get started part just feels like it's a mind explosion of things I want to say. And it's interesting that, because once when you actually get started, you don't really know. I feel like there's a lot more that I want to share, which is funny, because I feel as though, heck, I could have done this 3 hours ago. It's funny whenever you do things like that. It's not as hard as what you imagine it to be from when you first started. So I'm going to end this video. Remember, write the word resonate and that you got here. And, I love to hope that you enjoy these type of videos and it works for you. It adds some form of value to someone in this world. So I hope to see you in the next video, which is going to literally start in the next couple of seconds, because now that I've got the momentum going, I'm just going to keep making these. This will be another video in the future. So yeah, hope to catch you there.